To another episode of Crypto Casual. I'm your host, Chuck, and I am your crypto esoteric coach. Yeah, it's a little weird talking about cryptocurrencies and the esoteric is just sort of what we call secret information, not normally seen by the public, but it's out there to be seen. It's in plain sight, but if you aren't asking the questions, if you're not doing your work, your due diligence, you won't see it. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Here at Crypto Casual, we like to casually talk about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, finances, and the esoteric, as we just explained. The purpose of this channel basically is just to show you successful financial strategies, educational framework, self-help type stuff on how to grow just a simple and rich life. I'm not here to teach you difficulties and whatnot. I'm just here to make things a lot simpler for you. For those who are seeking the knowledge, it will always be out there for you. By understanding the esoteric consciousness of cryptocurrencies, BTC, and you're going to get further ahead and then out of the enslavement that the government's got you in. Our normal format of the day, as you can see here, I'm not going to read them all off this time, but it's basically giving you something to do each day that I present these videos. So, news of the day, strategies of the day, we'll go over that as we do each day. But at this moment, please take a moment and like, subscribe, click that notification bell. So if you want another video, please click on the notification bell and definitely hit subscribe. The algorithms like that. I think it's 1,000 subscribers, so definitely tell your friends, have them subscribe for me, and I really appreciate that. Appreciate you doing that for me. Just so you know, I'm just some guy making videos on the internet talking about the esoteric and cryptocurrency in the same language. I don't know if anyone else is, but hey, let's be the first. So I'm not a financial advisor or your spiritual guru. I'm just sharing what I've learned over the years within the finances, the financial crypto space, and so on. And the esoteric as well, the supernatural. And Bitcoin for me is supernatural. It goes beyond the physical. People have a hard time trying to grab the concept of something that's intangible. They can't hold the Bitcoin in their hands, or therefore they don't think it's real. But you can't hold God. For the religious people, they say, "Oh, it's inside of me." Okay, touch it for me, right? Love, Netflix. You can't touch any of these things, right? The movie's coming through. You can touch your TV, but you can't touch that movie. So the esoteric supernatural, we're getting closer and closer for the human evolution to basically rise and experience the esoteric, or the, we'll call it the supernatural for now. Right? So esoteric thought of the day, basically, we're already starting to ramble on about that. True knowledge. And what is true knowledge? Well, it's whatever you want it to be. Right? What is it you want to know in this life? And there's no better time right now than to pick up a book, watch a video, whatever it is for you that you think you don't have enough of or you lack in your life. So true knowledge, if you seek knowledge in the cryptocurrencies, how to get out of slavery, the financial slavery, enslavement system. If you want out of that system, it's going to take knowledge. It's going to take you spending hundreds of hours figuring out how to get out from underneath their thumb. You've all heard where they train the elephant with a big old clamp around its leg, and then eventually it's just down to a single little rope, but that big giant creature had gotten conditioned. And so our governments and whatnot love to condition you to a certain way. And again, we can get into who's and whys and whats, but basically it's just to control your mind. And governments, that's what it stands for, is to govern the mind. Right? So we don't want our mind governed only by our own thoughts. So the more you study, the more you dig deeper, the more you'll understand how they play their games and how they keep you enslaved. So when you just start making enough, they change the rules. 1960s or 50s, I forget when it was, y'all can look it up. The Hunt brothers, they pretty much cornered the silver market. But overnight, because they were buying it on margin or leverage, and then overnight, the powers to be changed the rules, and they had to come up and cover all the costs of that. Because I think they were able to leverage about 80% or something. Y'all can correct me on those exact figures. It's been a while since I read it. But long story short, anytime you get close to the powers that be and you start competing with them, they're going to change the rules on you and then keep you enslaved more and more. And they're enslaving you right now because they're debasing your buying power of that dollar that they give you out for free right now. So eventually, it's like cocaine. You're just going to get addicted to that free money. When they pull it away, you'll give them whatever you want for it. And I think we talked a little bit about that yesterday. With that being said, when an initiate, someone who wants to initiate their life into a non-enslavement system, a free system, a sentiency system, an intelligentsia system, meaning that you're gathering your own knowledge that works for you and getting rid of what's not ours that we didn't create. So anytime an initiate or someone who wants to initiate their freedom, right, it's up to you and you only who can free yourself, and which is to devote themselves to a higher learning, the knowledge will always be there. It will never be withheld. As soon as you start seeking, somebody or something will present that information to you, or you will discover it. Right? It's like Columbus didn't discover America; it was already here. And whatever it was named by whomever, the Spanish basically renamed it. So, anywho, yeah, so if you seek the knowledge, it'll always be there. And so let's get down to the framework of the day and what we can do and how we can learn. We've talked about other ways of learning and what prevents us from learning. And about the 7 blocks of the real growth in your life. So here's a neurolinguistic program I always recommend because this is what the governments use to, and they use it through divisional works as we talked about yesterday. And these are just some frameworks that are around NLP. NLP can be you can get lost in all the different versions there are. There's elitists within that system of teaching NLP, and then there's people who understand it in a more casual way. And I studied all of it, from what I can gather more that I wanted to study, but I get to the point where it's only what my mind's going to understand and take from it. So once I understood what it was and how to use it, that way I can better help other people and show them how they themselves are being trapped and brainwashed and conditioned. And NLP is neither good nor bad, but like anything, it can be used to control others. So once you learn all the tricks and the secrets about that, then you can see how news media, how the music industry, how everyone uses this to keep you broke, basically. So let's just get on with the learning cycle. So in order to, you have to have a desire. You have to be extremely hungry, right? You have to be more motivated to get out of your condition and to stay in it. So how hungry are you for this new information, or to have freedom, or are you okay just getting free handouts and giving your rights away? Neither way is right or wrong. It's whatever works for you, guys. All right, and then learning. We're going to get the best learning through acquired experience. And what do I mean by that? The best way we learn is just sometimes getting knocked upside the head. And I think it was in Lion King where the monkey slaps him across the head and then he does it a second time and he ducks. We learn from experience. We can learn all day long in a book, but until we put that to some practical experience, it's just more useless knowledge. So we got to put that learning into experience. And we do that by leading. And how do we lead? By example. We teach other people what we have just learned. The best way to maintain or to keep or remember, if you will, or understand it, is to teach other people. It doesn't mean you need to be an expert, right? But if you were the first one down a trail, you can come back and tell other people. Right? It doesn't mean you're a trail expert. It just means you've already been down there and can help other people to watch out what may be on that trail, right? So we need to be the examples, right? So once you learn your 1,000, 10,000 hours, then start teaching other people as well and be the example, which means if you're telling people to do something, you damn well better be doing it yourself. If not, then you're just all talk, right? So walk your walk, talk your talk, guys. Feedback, and this is where you have to be open to criticism, right? Please leave me comments and tell me what you think is good about this channel, what it's not, if you like me, if you don't like me. I really don't care if you like me or don't like me, I'm just who I am. But if you enjoy this content, again, please like it, subscribe, and all that good stuff. So we got to be open to feedback, and then accepting that feedback and doing something with it. Again, action is what makes the knowledge real. It takes it from the supernatural into the natural world that we live in, our little matrix here. And so we have to be humble. We have to be okay because we're not going to take it personally, right? Because that's insecurity. What we're doing is asking people, hey, what do you think about this? Right? What do you think about my channel so far? I have my own critiques about it. It's a little boring right now, but as I progress, it's going to get better and better and better, and I'm going to get a little more animated because I'm used to speaking up in front of crowds, and I get animated in front of crowds, just sitting here in front of a computer or a camera and then saying, hey, let's talk crypto. More of my personality will come out. But right now, my point is I'm open to criticism. Don't be haters. Don't be goofy stuff. I'm not going to read it. But if you say, hey, I like your shirts. You should wear more of those. Excellent. Or if you say, hey, you mumble a little bit. Open your mouth. Hey, great. I'll do it. Right? I'll look back and I study my own videos to see what I like and what I don't like. So the same thing, though, we have to have humility. And that means we have to have an open heart. You can't be into anything that you choose to be in life. We can't let other people's thoughts about what we are hold us back. So when I'm open to criticism, I'm open. I'm open. I'm not going to lash back at that person and go, "Well, you're just stupid," I am okay having people give me information back because it only helps me improve. I don't take anything personally that people say. I look at it more as a critique and go, "Okay, I see that. I see that. I like that. I think I'll put that into motion." So I think you're getting the idea here there. So desire, learning, leading, teaching, feedback, and humility. So if you want to take down those notes and then start studying NLP, and which a lot of people don't know about, it is considered esoteric in some degree because it did come back from semiotics, and then semiotics came out of the Levi Strauss and a few of these other guys back in the 1700s, and they learned it basically from the ancient esoteric texts. From Plato, Socrates, and we can keep going back and further. But the knowledge is always here. It's there for you to read if you're open to it, if you're hungry enough to get out of slavery. Definition of the day, ATH, you'll see these terms popping around. ATH just means all-time high. Oh, a spelling off. See, there we go, critique. Let me change that word. Height. There we go, all-time high. That means your price. When you're looking up a cryptocurrency on CoinGecko or any of these sites, I can look at what the all-time high, what's the high? So let's say, for example, Chainlink. Chainlink got up to about $60. Well, it's hovering around $24. It's half price. So I'm going to go buy more of those. So in order to buy it, I can look at it. One, I know the project, but two, I'm like, well, how high has this price ever gone? Because a lot of times when we go through these sort of short bear markets, if you will, we've always been in a bull market for 12 years, but we have these little dips we call bear markets. But in those bear markets, the price drops some, but every time it goes back up, Bitcoin or the whole capitalization of the crypto go up, we always surpass the highs on a lot of these good projects. And so I look at what those all-time highs are because I'm like, hey, this is a good investment. I can double my money. So I look at the all-time high and I look at the all-time low, which also helps me understand, hey, this coin's pretty low right now. I'm going to buy it while it's low and then watch it double up in value. Another one, because that was a pretty quick one there, atomic swaps. You'll hear that term as well. And basically it's just letting people directly and cost-effectively exchange one type of cryptocurrency for another at current rates without needing to buy or sell. Uniswap, if you will, you can do that. In MetaMask, you can swap. There's a few other sites, Changeling, Changelly, I think it's called. There's a few of them on different wallets now. A lot of them are beginning to have where you can just swap one token for another token, and that's basically what an atomic swap is. Again, just a casual explanation. Here's one of our favorite conditioners. They like to condition us. And she's whining about Tether or Facebook. The Facebook coin spur worry at Yellen's closed-door meeting. So basically, these guys of the old system, the old regime, the controllers, the Keynesian conditioners, they're out here to keep you enslaved. And you can see now they're really running scared. Go read that and see how regulators held that high talk on risks posed by stablecoins. So we are encroaching upon their world, and they don't like it. And I believe Facebook is part of the coin coming out called the DIM, like which is day. DM, I think, is Latin for day. DIEM coin. So all these stable coins are disrupting how people transfer money around the world. And so, of course, the U.S. has to hop right on board and get their CBDC, or their central bank digital currency, to compete with this new wave. So hopefully we'll see a lot of these dinosaurs really going out. And I believe after August of this year and into December, we're going to see a lot of these people being taken down. And again, I have nothing against that system. I'm just aware of what they do in that system, so I don't want to be a part of it. So I educate people how to get out of it and understand it again, not to be brainwashed. So go and read that story. You can just Google in. Strategy of the day. What is my strategy of the day? Stable coins. Study your stable coins. These are all stable coins. Tether, I think Gemini, and a few of the other ones. They're just where you park your dollars into stable coins. And so you can easily transfer that stable coin to another site pretty quickly, as opposed to holding on or trying to transfer Bitcoin, which is taking 10, 20 minutes sometimes and costs a little more. But with stable coins, you can just send that over to another site instantly, who also receives that same stable coin. So that's your strategy, is learn and study and practice with the stable coins, transferring that in. And what's great, in some of these sites, stable coins will earn you 8 or 9% or higher, even on some of different sites. And there you can go into certain sites and Google, whatever you need to. I use DuckDuckGo, but you can just search that and then find out which ones give the best rates on a stable coin. If you hold that stable coin, if you hold money into stable coin, then you can make percentages off of 8, 9%. So again, ask your bank to give you 8 or 9% on their stable coin. I don't think we're going to get it. Prices of the day. Today I'm going to give you gold and silver prices. We talked about crypto. It's gone up. Bitcoin's around 40,000. It's gone up a little bit in the last few days. We talked about that yesterday. Nothing too much changed there. But prices of the day in gold, I think I did this yesterday, but we can look at current. But gold right now, normally July and August are the low months for over the year, in the entire year for gold and silver. Their prices are lowest consistently in these months, July and August. So now's a good time to buy. Not advice. I do it myself. So gold right now, as of yesterday, it was 1802 and silver 24. They've still got a $10 premium on them. But still, $34 is cheap for an ounce of gold, or for an ounce of silver right now. All right, my crypto pick of the day: Olympus, Ohm. Right, I just like Ohm, right? Meditate. It was 577. I didn't check it today, but it's probably around the same price. But we can verify that. But I like this coin because if we look at the trading volume, I can look at that. It's pretty good so far. I can look at the max supply. There's only less than 1 million of them, around 1 million of them. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. Well, there's only 1 million of these, so which makes this coin over time, it's going to shoot it to 1,000, 1,500, 20,000. But it is a decentralized reserve currency, and it also has the financial tools to help you grow, stake, compounding interest. Again, you put your stable coins on there. You can stake different coins on their site and gain interest off of that. So I think it's a great site. Research that, deep dive into it. I think it's a pretty good project myself. So, all right, influencer of the day, Mike Maloney, the goldandsilver.com show. He puts out videos pretty much regularly, and he's really, his sole thing is gold and silver, but he's also into cryptocurrencies. And he's another one of these influencers that have moved from the United States to Puerto Rico because of zero capital gains, because they see what's coming down the pike and they don't like it. Because the government's going to try to come after your money. They want 50% of it and more, as they devalue it 30% pretty much each year. So you're basically losing 80% on your whole dollar. I know it sounds weird, but yeah. But silver.com is what I also use. I use Mike Maloney's site to buy gold and silver, and you can store it on there. They use Brinks, you can store it there, and then silver.com is another site I like to use because they're easy. And I've never had a problem with them, either one of these sites. So take a look at both of them, and there you can get daily prices as well. Now's a good time to be stacking or buying more and more silver, cost averaging, just like we do cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin. We like to stack those up while they're cheap, right? So we want to get our gold, silver, Bitcoin, and real estate. Why everything's not crazy yet. It's already crazy, but it's going to get a lot crazier. So we're just stacking and getting ready. And the book of the day, Mike Maloney has a free download that you can go to his site and you just click on it and you get a free download on there. And it's all about gold and silver, which I highly recommend. It was a good book. He also has the Secrets of Hidden Money, I believe, on YouTube. There's 10 of them. He's done them over the last 10 years, I think. And that is a must-read and a must-watch for everyone because it helps you understand your history of finances and what the government and how they debase stuff and how they helicopter drop money to free people. And this is our process of debasing money or making your buying power less. So the $100 you had, 20 years ago, it looks the same. Well, they actually changed it. It looks different, but nominally that $100 is still a $100 bill today. But that $100 is not going to buy you the same amount that it bought you 20 years ago. So that's how they're robbing you, and that's how they're keeping you enslaved. So then you have to trade more labor for more dollars. And then you get to the point where you don't have anything extra. Your savings accounts aren't earning anything. So they just keep you working harder because you got to make 30% more each year from the last year. Does that make sense? Because they're debasing your money by 30%. So the bills with that money that you're going to pay or that currency that you're going to use to pay the bills this year, you're going to be 30% short because the value of that purchasing power has gone down. Your food prices have gone up. Gas has gone up. So the money that you made, if you made $100,000 or $50,000 last year, you're going to have to make $80,000 this year just to cover the same cost. And that means you're going to have to work 30% more, if you will. So this is their game. They always raise the prices when we start making good money. And then they change the laws to fit them. And now with stable coins, with cryptocurrencies, with us through internet, being able to share information, the hidden secrets, if you will, the esoteric information, this is really putting a damper on their old way of dealing with enslavement. So hopefully this helped you today. And again, please take a moment and subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, guys, please stay casual. Don't get too serious about this life, right? If you're not having fun, you're complicated, but you're all up in your ego. If your life is simple, because it's your perception of what simplicity is, then that's love. All right, guys, take it easy and see you tomorrow.